Real estate agents, have you ever had a situation come up where you have a disagreement with a potential seller on what the list price should be? If that's the case, this is the video that you need to watch. You've done the work, you've priced this home correctly, you've met with the seller on it, they want you to be their listing agent, they love you, they love your marketing, your team, or you as an individual, but you have a disagreement on the price. What do you do? And by the way, there are a lot of agents out there right now that know the price that something will sell for, but they're not willing to have the right conversation with the seller, or they don't know how to, so they get in the situation where they list it for too much and don't have a plan and end up disappointing the seller and losing the deal potentially. So you don't want to end up in that deal. So what do you do if you and the seller have a disagreement on this? Because ultimately the seller, they determine the listing price, right? They own the asset, it's their choice. You have to start with showing them the proof. Show them the market data. Show them why you believe the price that you're suggesting is the correct one, and ask them the question. Be like, look, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, I understand, you think your house is amazing and is better than all of the other ones in the neighborhood. Here's what has sold in the past 90 days. Here's what hasn't sold. Here's the active competition. What specifically about your house do you think makes it $50,000, $100,000 better than these other comparables, right? Ask them questions like that. Use questions and use the market data, right? You don't want to be the bad guy. You want the market data to be the bad guy, and you want to use questions. If after going through that exercise, you are unable to get them to, agree to list the price that you think it needs to be listed, come up with a plan. Tell them, look, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, I understand you think your house is, worth $550,000, even though the market data would suggest $500,000. I'm willing to list it at your price, and I'm 110% committed to, marketing, driving traffic, getting people there. But let's come up with a plan for what to do in case we don't get an offer in 2 weeks. Or in case we don't get 15 showings in 2 weeks, right? If you're not getting an offer in 2 weeks, you're not getting 15 showings in 2 weeks, you probably need a price drop. It's better and easier to agree to them up front. So come up with a 2-week plan. If you don't have a certain number of showings, if you don't have an offer, you're gonna drop it 5%, or about $25,000 in this case. Have the conversation there. If after that we go another 2 weeks, right, without this many showings or offers, we're dropping it down to $499, right? So present them the data up front. Let the market be the bad guy, not you. Ask them the right questions. Get them to tell you why they want to go X number higher than what the data shows. And if that still doesn't work, come up with automatic price plans and a timeline, and have that written in the listing agreement. That way you don't have to have those discussions during the listing. You've already had that, they're already agreed to, and you've got it as part of the listing agreement. If you do that work up front, invest that time in having that right conversation, you'll save yourself a lot of headaches, you'll save the seller a lot of headaches, and you'll end up not losing deals that you might have lost otherwise. Hit the subscribe button for more videos like this one. I'll see you next time.